Bonjour à tous. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Learn French with Madame. Aujourd'hui, on va parler au sujet de la santé. So today we're going to talk about health. On va continuer avec bien dit de chapitre 8. C'est la deuxième vocabulaire. So this is the second set of vocab in chapitre 8, the blue book of bien dit, and ce chapitre, cette partie de vocabulaire, this part of the vocab, c'est en pleine forme à Dakar. So remember, we're still in Senegal and we're at Dakar. We're in the city of Dakar talking about health and ways that we can stay healthy. OK, donc on va commencer. So let's start. En premier, il y a deux mots de vocabulaire ici. Un, pour être en bonne santé, il faut que tu prennes des vitamines. So, pour être en bonne santé, to be in good health. So, that first vocab word is être en bonne santé, to be in good health. OK, répétez s'il vous plaît. Être en bonne santé. Excellent. Il faut que tu, I forgot a couple of words in there. Il faut que tu, and then we're going to say prends des vitamines. OK? Répétez s'il vous plaît. Prendre des vitamines. Excellent. Okay, so that first word that we talked about was être en bonne santé, which means to be in good health. So in order for us to be in good health, what should we do? Look at that second word and tell me, what is prendre des vitamines? What is that? Très bien, to take vitamins. So in order to be in good health, we should take vitamins. OK? On continue avec un autre mot de vocabulaire. Il faut que vous fassiez de l'exercice. Il faut que vous fassiez de l'exercice. So I did two things on this slide. One, I put the subjunctive in there somewhere. And two, I underlined your vocab word and bolded it. So our subjunctive is that il faut que vous fassiez. That's our subjunctive part. You must. And then de l'exercice. So we have fassiez de l'exercice. You must do some exercise. So, il faut que vous fassiez de l'exercice. You must do some exercise. So, a quick little review of the subjunctive, which we just went over. And then fassiez de l'exercice or faire de l'exercice, we have to do exercise. OK, répétez s'il vous plaît. Fassiez ou faire de l'exercice. Excellent. OK, on continue. Ça, c'est faire de la musculation. Musculation. That's kind of a hard word to say. So we're going to say it just a couple times. I want to say it, and then I want you to just say that last word, okay? So I'm going to say the last word, and then you say the last word. Musculation. Excellent. So faire de la musculation. Take a wild guess. What do you think faire de la musculation has anything to do with? Doesn't have to be the right answer, but just think, what could it have something to do with? Excellent. Something to do with muscles, right? Because that last word, musculation, kind of looks like muscles. So faire de la musculation is to lift weights. I know it's a little bit hard, but to lift weights. So faire de la musculation, to lift weights. Okay, répétez toute la phrase, that whole phrase, faire de la musculation. Excellent, très bien. OK, on continue avec la prochaine mot de vocabulaire. C'est très facile. This one is so easy. I'm going to let you tell me what it is. Faire du yoga. C'est quoi faire du yoga? Parfait. Tu es très intelligent. You are so smart to do yoga. Très bien. Dis-moi, tell me, est-ce que tu aimes faire du yoga? Moi, je n'aime pas faire du yoga. I'm not a big fan of yoga. I'm not very good at it, so that's why I think I don't like it. OK, on continue avec la prochaine mot de vocabulaire. Faire des abdominaux. Faire des abdominaux. What do you think faire des abdominaux is? Take a wild guess. Look at that last word, abdominaux. That might give you a clue. All right, something to do with abdominal, because that kind of looks like abdominal. We know abdominal is our stomach. So faire des abdominaux is to do abdominal exercises, like crunches or sit-ups, abdominal exercises. So faire des abdominaux, to do abdominal exercises. OK? So répétez en français, s'il vous plaît. Faire des abdominaux. Très bien. Faire des abdominaux. Excellent. OK? On continue avec notre prochain mot de vocabulaire, faire des pompes. So far we have taken care of doing yoga. We've done we've lifted weights. We've done some sit-ups. So faire des pompes is going to be still working with the arms, faire des pompes, but instead of lifting weights, faire de la musculation, faire des pompes has something else to do with our arms. So what do you think faire des pompes might mean? Okay, if you guessed push-ups, you are correct. Tu as raison. So faire des pompes, to do push-ups. Très bien. Faire des pompes. Kind of think of like pump, kind of looks like pump. And when you're pumping something, like you need to push your arms. So maybe that might help you remember it. Faire des pompes kind of looks like push or like pump. And when you're pumping something, you got to push your arms. So push-ups. Faire des pompes. Okay, répétez s'il vous plaît. Faire des pompes. Excellent. Très bien. OK, on continue. La prochaine mot, c'est il faut se ménager aussi. So it's not really a vocab word, but more or less a title that was in the book. Something that you might also need to know. Il faut se ménager aussi. You also have to take care of yourself. So il faut se ménager aussi, not just outside of like working out and things like that, but you also have to take care of yourself health-wise, like eating right and doing the right things, like going to bed early. So now we're going to talk about some things that are outside of doing exercise in order to be healthy. OK? Le prochain mot, c'est manger légère. Manger légère. So, c'est un peu difficile à expliquer de cette photo. It's a little bit hard to explain based off this picture. But manger légère is to eat lightly. Like when you think if you go to Applebee's, they have that lighter fare side of their menu. Same thing with Chili's and those things. Manger légère is just to eat lighter, meaning eat healthier. You're not eating so many like fatty foods like big steaks or mashed potatoes and things like that. But manger légère, to eat lighter. OK? Répétez s'il vous plaît. Manger légère. Excellent. OK? La prochaine mot, c'est avoir un régime équilibré. We're going to say this a couple times before I want you to tell me what it means. Avoir un régime équilibré. I'm going to say it one more time, and then I want you to say it after me. OK? On y va. Here we go. Avoir un régime équilibré. À ton tour, your turn. Excellent. So avoir un régime équilibré, that équilibré kind of looks like equilibrium. And if you're a science person, you should know that equilibrium is like the center or equal. So équilibré meaning balanced. Avoir un régime, to have a diet. So avoir un régime équilibré, to have a balanced diet where you've got enough of your veggies and your proteins and your fruits and your cheeses, your milks, and all that stuff, and then your grains in there too. So you have a balanced diet, not eating too many veggies, and you're not eating too much protein either. OK, répétez s'il vous plaît. Avoir un régime équilibré. Parfait. On continue avec se reposer. C'est un verbe réfléchi. This is a reflexive verb. So se reposer, c'est similaire de se relaxer. So that's similar to another word. Se reposer is to rest. Se reposer, to rest. Like rest yourself and be well rested. Like you have a nice long break and you come back and you're ready to work. Se reposer. OK, répétez s'il vous plaît. Se reposer. Parfait. On continue avec un verbe qui est similaire de se reposer. So now we have a verb that's similar to se reposer. We have se relaxer. What do you think se relaxer is? Très bien, to relax. C'est facile. It's just like kind of what it is in English. It's un ami, I like to call it. It's a friend, where it's similar to its English word. It's like a cognate. OK? On continue avec se peser. Se peser, what do you think se peser is? Look at that picture. Très bien, to weigh oneself. So that's one word that you might not have seen before, se peser, to weigh oneself. Our next word we have going off of that, we have se nourrir. Se nourrir. What do you think se nourrir is? We know that nourrir is like to feed or to nourish. So se nourrir, when it's a reflexive, means to feed or nourish oneself. So to feed oneself, like je me nourris une pomme. I feed myself an apple. It's a little bizarre to talk about it that way, but you never know. So we have se nourrir. Okay, on continue. Faire un régime. Faire un régime. You've seen this régime word before when we said avoir un régime équilibré. What was that word? Avoir un régime équilibré. That was to have a balanced diet. So faire un régime must mean what? Take a guess. To go on a diet. Très bien. So faire un régime is to go on a diet or to do a diet. But we just, in English, we say to go on a diet. So faire un régime, to go on a diet. Okay, répétez s'il vous plaît. Faire un régime. Excellent. Très bien. On continue avec perdre ou prendre du poids. So our first word, perdre, you should remember that that is the verb to lose, and prendre is the verb to take. So we have perdre du poids. Regarde la photo à la gauche. So look at this picture over here. We have perdre du poids. And then on the à la droite, we have prendre du poids. So perdre du poids is to lose weight, and prendre du poids is to gain weight. Now, you have previously learned two different verbs for these words. Specifically, you learned maigrir, to lose weight, and grossir, to gain weight. So now you have just a couple different ways in order to say you're gaining weight or to say that you're losing weight. You have perdre, to lose weight, and prendre, to gain weight. Okay. On continue, les produits biologiques. Les produits biologiques. Les produits, you should just look like what it is in English, products, and then biologique, biological. So we're talking about organic things. So les produits biologiques, organic products. Les produits biologiques. Dis-moi, tell me, est-ce que tu achètes les produits biologiques ou non? Est-ce que tu achètes les produits biologiques ou non? Moi, je n'achète pas les produits biologiques. So I asked if you buy organic products. I do not always buy organic products, although I probably should, but I don't always buy organic products. Ils sont très chers. They're expensive. Okay, on continue. Pour rester en forme, so to stay in shape, pour rester en forme, il ne faut pas. Il ne faut pas. We should remember that il faut means one must or you must. So il ne faut pas, c'est la contraire, you must not. So pour rester en forme, you must not. We just talked about everything that you should do to stay in good shape. Now we're going to talk about things that you should not do in order to stay in shape, like bad things for you. Okay? So il ne faut pas is a vocab word in here. You must not, or one must not. En premier, il ne faut pas se priver de sommeil. Se priver de sommeil. Okay, sommeil, we know is sleep or sleepy. And se priver kind of looks like deprive if you look at it, turn your head a certain way. So se priver de sommeil is to deprive oneself of sleep. If you stay up super late and you're not going to bed early, we can see in this picture, it's 1:59 in the morning and this little kid is still up watching TV. So he is depriving himself of sleep. Se priver de sommeil, to deprive yourself or oneself of sleep. Okay, répétez s'il vous plaît. Se priver de sommeil. Excellent. So se priver de sommeil, to deprive oneself of sleep. Excellent. On continue. Il ne faut pas fumer. C'est un verbe. Il ne faut pas fumer. So if you see somebody that smokes, you could say, oh, il fume. He's smoking. C'est un verbe. Et c'est mauvais. It's bad. Il ne faut pas fumer. You must not smoke. So fumer, to smoke. Okay? On continue. Consommer trop de matière grasse. Consommer trop de matière grasse. Look at that picture. What do you kind of notice about that picture? What kind of foods are those? Not really healthy foods, huh? So consommer means to consume, and then trop de matière grasse. Trop means too many, so to consume too many, and then matière grasse are fatty foods. So grasse is fatty. So matière grasse, fatty foods. So consommer trop de matière grasse, to consume too many fatty foods. Consommer trop de matière grasse. OK, répétez s'il vous plaît. Consommer trop de matière grasse. Excellent. Consommer trop de matière grasse. Très bien. OK? La prochaine mot de vocabulaire, c'est sauter des repas. Repas, we know, is meals. So sauter des repas, to skip meals. Sauter is the verb to skip or to jump. So sauter des repas, to skip or to jump meals, to skip meals. Sauter des repas. You could also use sauter to say other things, like if you wanted to not talk about health, like you could say sauter à la corde is jump rope, sauter à la corde, to jump a rope. But sauter is just a little bonus word to know, means to skip or to jump. Sauter des repas. OK, répétez s'il vous plaît. Sauter des repas. Très bien. Excellent. On continue demain. We'll continue later on. I said tomorrow, but maybe not tomorrow. Mais c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. I was going to keep going, but I'll give you a little bit of a break for today and I'll cut the video there. C'est tout pour aujourd'hui avec le vocabulaire de la santé. So that's it for all of our vocab words today, talking about health, things that you should do in order to stay healthy, and things that you should not do in order to stay healthy. OK, si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas à m'envoyer un email. Don't forget, don't hesitate to send me an email. Et c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. À la prochaine vidéo et à plus.